Yo, happy Saturday. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. I'm speaking too fast for my mouth to even put out the words, but you know how it goes. I wanted to get a recap video up. We had a pretty important week. We did break out to the upside on the SPY. Nice little breakout move. Not much follow through as of yet. We'll get into that, but I wanted to focus on this whole patch right here. Um, Very tight trading range for about a week. This was last week. Um, we did break out of that with the top resistance being 290.44 based off our daily chart. We had a fake breakout over here, and eventually broke out back when the Fed announced that the rates were going to stay the same for now, but they were expecting future cuts to the rates. Now, there's obviously no date expected for that, but the Fed basically came out and said that you can expect rate cuts in the future. So I guess investors took that as a positive news. I also think that what I was generally thinking beforehand was that this little pop was already built in for hope that the rates were going to be cut anyway. So I was expecting the rates to stay the same and then have some sort of sell off after that. We haven't really seen that yet, but obviously we'll see what comes in the future. So we had the rates this week. We had that tension between the Iran and United States. Iran shot down one of our what was it? It's like a scouting plane sort of deal. I don't know too much about it. I didn't read into it. All I know is that Trump called off the retaliation last minute, and it was left at that. So there is a little bit of tension going on there. Um, Iran came out and said that the our I don't even know what to call the fucking thing. It was in international space, is what their excuse was. The United States says it was not. It was doing whatever the case may be. If you want to learn more about that, go. I'm sure it's all over Twitter. You can find out more. All I know is that there's tension between it, and obviously a little bit of war was at being discussed, and obviously that's never a good thing. Um, but that was involved this week. So we had the Fed, we have international tensions, and we still set an all-time high. So this all-time high was set at 296.94. Now that didn't really hold. If we go to the daily chart, come over here, we'll zoom in. We had our top resistance level here at 294.37, which was three daily highs before setting this all-time high around this area. We did break that on Thursday session, and then Friday could not hold this level. Now keep that in mind. We did close below this level. So what I'm thinking is possibly if we open lower on Monday, that it is definitely possible to come back down here and test our 13 EMA. We also have some support at 289.73 based off these multi-day closes around this level. So there's also decent support at 290.44. I personally think it's possible that we pull back. Our MACD on the daily is overextended. We have had some nice volume come into the markets recently. As you can see here, we're trading above our average. A nice consolidation and then followed with a breakout. I would like to see the breakout hold and continue to work higher. We can't really prepare too much for that. We just got to stay with what's been working and sticking to our plan one day at a time. So we closed below the all-time highs on the weekly chart after setting a possible fake breakout. What we'll need to do, or what the bulls will need to do, is eventually take this out and continue higher. The weekly has room to run on the upside, also has room to pull back right to about the same level, maybe 285, around that 286 area. We go to the monthly. Uptrend is still intact, holding the 13 EMA. It obviously it looks like a fucking mess here, but that's all right. You don't have to look at it. Our MACD still has room if we continue with momentum to the upside to continue to break out. Possibly up towards the 300s. This is definitely possible. What I want to focus on next week is how this works here. As you can see, we sort of have somewhat of a head and shoulders possibly forming with that fake breakout up here. We're set a higher low, lower high. I mean, and we have the base here at 292.28, sort of, kind of. If this breaks, we have a lot of room on the downside into the 290 area. And then, like I said, we get towards that key 13 EMA on the daily. So definitely going to want to focus more on the political aspect and see how that develops. I did take a position in oil, to oil ETF, um, looking for a bit of a hedge against my long-term portfolio. We broke the 13 EMA here, and obviously oil performs pretty well under tensions, especially over with the Middle East. So we'll see how this works out, and we'll see if this bull market continues. We've had a strong few days, running from about 54 up to about 59, 58 range. So we'll see if that uptrend continues. Over in oil, not something that you can trade, as you can see from the intraday chart. There's very little volume going on here. There is obviously oil ETFs that you could trade too that are leveraged, but this is just one that I threw in my account as a longer term hold. We'll see how this performs. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys Monday morning with a video with a watch list, a game plan, even though you already got to hear somewhat of my game plan today for the SPY, but we'll get into a more detailed analysis and game plan, walkthrough. So I'll see you guys Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Take it easy. Later.